self-titled album, which was, of course, released 5 years ago, had overall the mix was, for lack of a better term, kind of an 80s mix to it. Real polished, real processed. We certainly liked the end result. But when it came time to tracking momentum, we had kind of a different perspective. We got a lot of reviews on the first album that mentioned terms like 80s, even hair metal, just different phrases thrown out in the reviews. And this time, you know, obviously the material is going to be similar. We weren't trying to break new ground here. But on this new album, we wanted, for lack of a better term, maybe more of a 70s classic Thomas kind of vibe.
In spite of how long everything actually took, we really wanted to have a more simplified, kind of a stripped back sound on the record. A lot of the stuff that comes out nowadays kind of all sounds the same. I mean, to me, I'm a fan of a lot of it. And that happens anytime you get a whole lot of bands making a certain kind of music. It's all going to kind of run together after a bit.
Production-wise, we wanted to go for a little less polished sound. It's certainly not raw by any means, but it's very distinguished, very distinct. You can really hear the instruments. Got really great punch and bottom end to it, which is, of course, a sign of the modern production, you know, utilizing modern techniques, and it sounds really clean and really big. Production-wise.
What we wanted to do was kind of go back to, we're recording on modern equipment, but we want to go back to the sound of some of those old 70s records or really early 80s records like the first Boston record or Departure from Journey, where everything is really clear and you can hear all the separation. You can hear every instrument has its own tone, but it's all there together and it's all as one sound, and it sounds really good. And I feel like we achieve that.
I'm a very DIY label. I'm very hands-on with my bands, and sometimes it can be aggravating, as Line of Fire will tell you. But I do it for the best interest of the bands, and when it came to Momentum, I really wanted them to have a more retro vibe, because their songs are very retro sounding. They love music of the 70s and 80s, and I wanted it to be that way.
It sounds natural, and it doesn't sound really over-processed or over digitized or anything. It sounds warm. That's one thing about it. It sounds really warm, and I really like how it came out.
I'm very, very happy with the end result with Momentum, because I think as a collective, all of our aspirations and hopes were met with the end result, because it's a great record.
People can expect not really a big change as far as the material goes, but production-wise, we really tried to take the game to a new level, make it really sound better sonically, and I think we've accomplished that.
Take you all the way. I'll take you